Hey everyone, Updog here. Today we got the Season 7, Week 5 recap of what happened with me in Crucible. I did go 1 and 2, and I fully blame Dulom on one of my losses in Crucible. It's right here, the Rogue Xtreme in Room 2. Now, it's not a secret, I asked for advice from other people just to bounce ideas off of people. I do feel pretty confident in most of my counters, but I always want to hear like, hey, especially if I've never done a match, I want to hear like, hey, how does this go? And I asked Dulom. He said, yeah, Pegasus is just gonna destroy this. So do not listen to Dulom, people. Do you really want to trust a guy who screams like a little girl when he wins his match? He's not even confident that he's gonna win his match. So watch this real quick.
Oh my god, I won! Or is he not done attacking yet?
Do you really want to listen to somebody who screams like a little girl when he wins his matches? No. You want to listen to somebody like me or somebody like Comrade who is there to help you every step of the way and get you through your matches. And so, yes, I did lose. No, I don't hate Dulom. Dulom's an awesome guy. Most of the time, he has good advice. I'm assuming what happened was on the counter sheet that his alliance runs, which I will link below, I use all the time. The problem is I didn't watch the video. That's partially my fault, but it's also Dulom's fault too. But the problem is on that counter sheet there was a video. All it said was Xtreme Rogue in Room 2, and they used Pegasus, and yes, that was great. The problem is though that team on that counter sheet did not have Nightcrawler. And Nightcrawler makes this team horrible for Hivemind in this room, for Pegasus, especially Pegasus in this room, because he gives the evades. And Pegasus does not have a lot of unavoidable attacks. So that evade was a big problem. Alright, so let's go take a look and show you what happened here. I'll show you what I'm talking about with these evades and all this BS that I had to deal with, that Dulom told me to do. Alright, so like I said, evades are an issue. And the problem is, if I do special with Kestrel, that move is unavoidable, but it won't remove the evades. It won't remove the evades if I special. So I got kind of stuck. So I decided to go basic on Forge to try and be able to stun him with what's her name? Ironheart. So I wanted to make sure he was stunned, so he didn't do any crazy stuff. Well, guess what? He resisted it. So, even worse. Thanks a lot, Dulom. But, with that, the ult there, I was able to clear off the rest of the evades. I did get a stun on Gambit, which was nice. I'll admit that. Was nice. The other way I did help somebody out. Before I did my attacks, I helped somebody out on my stream. And they had the same match. So I was like, alright, yeah, Dulom said Pegasus will just wipe this. And they had a way bigger punch-up than I did. But, so I learned a little bit from that match. And I'm like, well, maybe it was just too big of a punch-up. So I learned a little bit from that match. Now we have the evades blown so that Darkhawk can come in here and rewind everybody. We definitely want that. Then we came in with Iron Man, and we're going to blind Nightcrawler, I think it is. There it is. So we're gonna blind Nightcrawler. Got blind on everybody with the vulnerables, so that was good. And then I'm stuck on the Rogue, so that's unfortunate. So I was trying to decide if I should ult or if I should special on her. I did decide to special. Took out Rogue and Sunspot, but of course Forge is gonna bring him back. Well, at least Sunspot. So now we got more evades. We're going to blow those evades. We're going to get hit. So yeah, we basicked on Forge. Tried to get a defense down on him. We did get that. And we went for the basic with Darkhawk to trigger that defense down ping from Kestrel. It's not looking great, but we're still kind of hanging in there. We tried to get the ability block on Nightcrawler. Didn't matter because he clears negative effects on his passive anyway. Luckily, we all had immunity, so that didn't do anything when he hit us there. And then Gambit comes in with his big old ult. And it's not looking so good. Oh, and then on Nightcrawler with his freaking ult too. Oh, man. And at this point, I was just trying to decide, should I keep it? Should I restart? And in this case, I got Rogue down. Nightcrawler did his ult. Gambit did his ult. So I was like, I might as... And Forge did his ult. So I was like, I might as well just clean this up. And then start blaming Dulom for losing this match. I did go in there and clean it up with Hivemind, which was a piece of cake. But lesson learned. Pegasus does not beat this team. Hivemind has a little bit of a chance, but because Rogue is in there, the slow from Void Knight will apply to Rogue instead of Nightcrawler, because she technically has a higher base speed, because it goes off of the base speed on Void Knight's passive than it does like the actual speed bar, because Nightcrawler gets speed bar. So, yeah, pretty rough. Alright, so here's the cleanup with the Hivemind. Like I said, pretty easy. Ability block boards just to make sure. But then again, it does ability block everybody, so. Just trying to drop somebody low quick. Then Gwenum comes in with her ult. She stuns the Gambit, which is perfect. I can spread from Forge all those bleeds, and it's over from there, so. Easy cleanup, but... So I did need Skrull in another room. That's why I didn't use him here originally. They had a Superior 6 on defense as well. This opponent was pretty turtly, so I would have used him in this room had I not had to use him in another room. So that's another reason why this kind of went bad for me. But luckily, since he was a turtle, I did end up winning the overall round. So it just would have been a perfect efficiency if I had been able to clear this room from the beginning. So we're starting off this video quite a bit with a lot of fails. What I did wrong. So I always think it's good to learn from what you did wrong, rather than just showing, hey, I did this and this and this, and I win all the time. So in this room, this is room 3. This is Xtreme team I'm going up against, and I'm going to use MOE because it's basically the MOE room, Masters of Evil room. I'm going to put Echo in here. I thought that was probably the right choice because of the Noir. Well, it turns out it wasn't. Alright, so we go in. Here comes Noir. He's going to do his thing. Because of Echo, we're canceling out the assists. We're going to put a slow on Sunspot over there so we can also get the slow on Nightcrawler. And then we're going to ability block on the Forge with the ult. And we're going to get some assists as well. Going to hit him pretty hard. Now, I normally will do the special on Nightcrawler, and I probably should have done that. But I went for the ult here just to see if I could rewind the Sunspot a little more, but... Problem is, we dropped him so low that he triggered his passive, he bounced right back, healed up, barrier, evade, all that bullshit. And now we're not looking so good. And Echo's almost dead, by the way. Cyclops goes, puts a taunt on her, and she just gets deleted. And so does Absorbing Man. So now we're down to a 3 versus 5 team, and Nightcrawler's getting ready to ult here soon, so it's not looking so good. So you know how I said we learn from our mistakes here. We'll show you here in just a minute, because you always want to play out, even though things aren't going well for you in a Crucible match, you always want to play it out to your last character when they're like in yellow health, and if you're still like 1v5, then you can think about quitting out. But until you get to that point, I do not recommend quitting out, because I've had matches where I probably could have won even though I quit out early. Sometimes you just get frustrated and you quit out early and you could have won. That happened to somebody else on my stream, and they probably could have won too, but it is what it is. So that's my advice. See right there, I just wiped out Nightcrawler. Forge is ability blocked, so... But he's not ability blocked for long enough, so he brings back Nightcrawler, I believe. Oh, no, that's a permakill from Kang. So, now it's just down to Kang. I can't 3v1, I don't think. He's pretty low health. I just go ahead and quit out, and I go ahead and try again. I'd already lost against that Pegasus, as you saw. That Pegasus was huge. I didn't feel comfortable doing just a full Bifrost on that. So, Juicy, I had seen in one of the other streams that he had said that full MOE works better on this team. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm probably already lost this round anyway, so what the heck? We'll just do some science here and see what happens. Alright, so Noir does his thing. Now, they are going to get the assists, which is a little unfortunate for Absorbing Man. Luckily, he's living up to his name, so to speak. So we're going to put that slow on Nightcrawler again. That's always the good play to do. Then you can ability block Forge again with the ult. Now, the reason why we use Ultron, though, is because of his bots, and his bots can rewind. So that's what we're aiming for here. Absorbing Man's going to get deleted, so that's unfortunate. But we're going to bring out the bots here. It's going to rewind that Nightcrawler, and he has slow, so when you rewind a character with slow, it's basically like double rewinding them. However much you rewind them by double that because they have the slow. Now, we did drop him low because of his passive, because of his passive, he bounces back. But we're in a little bit better shape here. The only unfortunate thing is that he does have those evades. If he only had one evade, we could still special with Moonstone. But because he has 3 of them, that won't work. Because the way her special works is it attacks first, and then, so that'll blow the evade, and then the stun gets applied. Which, if he doesn't have evade, if he doesn't have 2 evades, then he'll get stunned still. So I was trying to figure out what do I do. Reading over the passive again. Order of operations, if you haven't been watching some of my latest videos, is very important. So order of operations in this game as far as like how the ability reads and what steps it takes in the ability. So I'm going to stun the Forge. We're going to kill him. Now that threat's gone. We just got to worry about Nightcrawler really and maybe Cyclops. But we got an ult from Kang coming up here. We kill everybody except for Nightcrawler, at least with the Kang ult, but all the assists finish him off. So there you have it. That's how you do it cleanly against that Xtreme Noir. Alright, so up next we had a Undying, Quicksilver, and Doom in room 4. And it's kind of scary to see this, but I was like, well, I got Hivemind. There's a bunch of Gregs out there. I'll be fine. And then I thought, well, we got to get around that Zug so we can ability block the Doom or stun him with trauma or something. So then I was like, well, what if we do like a Hivemind Tangled combination here? So that's what we ended up going with. Double checking my ISO here. We're good to go. Idea is we're going to strip the taunt off of Zugs with 2099, and then we're going to go ahead and stun or ability block Doom. I think Weaver goes first in this case, so... But... Oh, no, wait. Then we do have the Quicksilver to worry about, too. So I think I did stun him with Weaver, so he didn't get out of control. Doom's got slow, so I'm not worried about him, because in room 4, he can do his ult on turn 1. So then I ability block him with Void Knight. Getting all that speed from Greg. Oh man, that was a big hit on Quicksilver, so we're getting more speed. The only problem with this match was that it wasn't as efficient as it could have been, because the symbiotes are taking so many turns with the Gregs, they can't take down the Hela fast enough. Because she always gets the death proof. I probably should have ulted with Carnage into Hela, so that way she would have got the disrupt, so she couldn't keep getting that death proof anymore. But hindsight's 2020, so it is what it is. I still made it through. It was a really easy match, just my efficiency is pretty bad. So But something to think about if you do see this team, or see something like it. You know, I've seen Undying in this room a few times, so pretty easy to get through if you are able to use some of these characters like 2099 to get the taunt off, and Weaver for the stun if you need it, Void Knight if you can spare him. Yeah, that was a pretty big mistake. I probably could have saved like 10, maybe 12 points. And with this season, since it's really offensive heavy, 12 points can make a big difference for you. So there we go. We're going to finish off Zuggs. He's going to revive because he had all those charges. We'll just fast forward to the end. And that's it for there. Alright, so next up we got a out of time with Dorm team. So I tend to use Cabal here. I know it's kind of a cheat code versus this team, but this isn't more of how to beat this team. This is more of the kind of characters you want to use to counter a Black Knight. So that's why I'm showing this one. Obviously, Cabal can just run over any team, really, if you have the right two characters with them. But this is more showcasing why I use Black Cat on offense. I have the other Secret Defenders on defense, but I love having Black Cat on offense. Big shout out to Zero for kind of opening my eyes on that, because without the buffs to Sinister Six and the symbiotes like we had last season, where they could take away revives, this season we need those kind of characters on offense to get around some of the problems we're seeing on defense. So Black Cat's amazing for that. The only thing she struggles with is teams like Xtreme. If there's a Dorm Xtreme, then she struggles with that because her passive will trigger before... Well, her passive will trigger, but... So she'll blow the evades, and the revive ones will stay there because the evades were there. So she doesn't remove them from anybody with evade, but everybody else she does. So she's a great candidate for any Dorm team. Big Time Spider-Man is also a great candidate against a Black Knight. His ult, if you have him a skirmisher, his ult, if you have him at like 4 red and gear tier 18, level 100, he can probably, I'd say 9 times out of 10, he could flip at least a 1 or 2 diamond Black Knight with his ult. So his ult is important against Black Knights. He also has a revive stripping 2 on his special. He'll strip 2 revives from 2 characters with the highest speeds, so keep that in mind. I mean, I think I've talked about that in my videos before, but yeah, this is just showcasing more of like those plug and play characters and countering these revives, because it can be a problem in this season, and I'm assuming it'll be a problem in other seasons too, so you might want to consider Black Cat on offense some more. And the good thing is, I have the other Secret Defenders on defense, and it's still pulling like a Superior 6 counter or a Skrull or something. It's still pulling a big team to take it down. So I'm not losing out on, drawing big teams with her not being there. So yeah, Out of Time's going to do their usual stuff. We're not looking so hot here. But we did get the revives off of everybody except for Peggy. She must have resisted. That is one problem too with the revive steal. But luckily we got Cabal here to back us up and take him out. We're trying to get rid of Black Knight here first, and then we're going to go after Dorm. Oops, no. I guess we can't because of Cap. So yeah, it wasn't as close. There wasn't as much of a bloodbath as I remember it being, but still got the job done. You do want to make sure that Cosmic Ghost Rider doesn't take a second turn, because he can hit hard if he's built big. But we take out Dorm. We're looking pretty good shape now. I'm not too scared. We want to stun that Peggy so she doesn't give up her buffs on her special. It ended up killing her, but you do want to take her out. Namor's got his ult again, which is amazing. And finish off Peggy, finish off Dorm, and call that a match. Alright, so last match we're going to talk about is the Secret Defenders with Skrull. This one I think might be kind of common as we wind down towards the end of this season. Season 7's only got a few more weeks left. And, of course, I'm using the cheat code again, Cabal and Kang. And I wasn't sure to do as the 5th, so I just picked Titania. She's got good control. She's got good health pool and everything. She can hit pretty hard. And with Cabal boosting all of those stats, it's even better. So, Cabal, Kang, Titania for the win against a Skrull. It's super easy, but I loved it. I love Cabal. I'm excited to see what's going to happen in the trial, the Old Man Logan trial. So let's see how it goes here. So we want to slow Skrull and Hard Light. So luckily they're right next to each other. Then we're going to ult into Hard Light, block her from the taunt. I'm going to get stuck behind that. Then we're going to special on Black Cat. Get rid of that immunity. With the Iron Patriot special. We just delete her. Namor just deleting her. Then Namor coming in with the rewind. Wiping out Hard Light. And then we got to take out Robbie. Now, some people say, oh, I'm so scared of Skrull. I got to take him out. But he's got slow. He's only got about 45% turn meter. I think we're good. I mean, look at my end. Look at my... We got Kang almost ready to take a turn. We got Titania will probably take a turn before Skrull. So we're good. We're good. So we're going to go for Robbie here. We're going to delete him so he doesn't do anything crazy. And Kang's passive just took out Skrull. So there you go. We're just going to finish off Photon here with the good old laser blast. And that's it. So I hope you guys find these videos helpful. I like doing them. I love Crucible, as you know. So make sure you spend those resources wisely, everyone. And we will catch you next time in the next one.